How would you think that red is the one to touch?
Because the record button has been the same since you did it on your dad's tape deck when you were pirating songs off the radio.
All right, fair enough. But I was thinking play.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the Sessions with Sessions podcast. I'm your host, John, and we're a group of riders from Sudbury, Ontario. Talk about riding, talk about fat biking. I mean, it's the winter now, so we're talking about all the things that go along with the winter, Christmas included. We couldn't fit the Christmas tree in behind here, but we tried. Here today with the semi-regular, John Brunetti. It's good to have you back.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Super fancy microphones today.
Yeah, this is next level.
You sound great.
Thanks, buddy. I always sound great.
Yeah. And then we've got the giant here, Mike Wilson. How's it going, Mike?
First time, came only for the equipment. Happy with the new setup and glad to be here.
You know, the mic does go up. We can raise it. You can go max all the way out. We did make sure to get the adjustable.
Ratchet it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. I mean, it's winter. We're super stoked. It's Christmas time now. This is episode 27 now, I believe. We're on YouTube still, so YouTube, check us out. If you're not watching us on YouTube, you probably should, because today's going to be a good one for the YouTubes. Brunetti's going to demonstrate some breakdancing and all that kind of stuff later. So good to see.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
Before we get started, so I mean, as usual, we got a question. This was actually a pretty good one. We got someone reached out and they're asking us. I'm pulling it up here. From Travis, he's asking, in the winter, should he store his mountain bike, outside or inside? Can he store it in the shed, or does he have to store it in the house? Brunetti, what do you think?
Well, I think that if you have the space to store it indoors, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But I mean, I've stored bikes in sheds and garages indoors, and I'm of the opinion that I think that anything you can keep indoors is probably better. I think that the biggest thing, especially on full suspension bikes, is keeping the seals lubricated,
exactly,
right?
Well,
that's the key to me.
Lubricated, but also I mean, if it's minus 30, minus 35,
yeah,
it's not great for the bike. Is it necessarily gonna kill your bike? I mean, if you talk to any manufacturer, they're gonna say, yeah, absolutely, don't leave your bike out in minus 30.
Yeah,
but that would be my biggest concern. Would be, I mean, your seals and whatnot. I have seen situations where you end up with let's say a dropper post and it leaks a little bit of air because everything gets so cold. It's just the air seeps past the seals.
It's not going to be nice on the rubber too, right? Like those tires aren't meant for winter conditions. They're not going to be friendly at that temperature. You bump and you grind them. It's going to be harsh on your tires. Exactly. All the rubber components around.
Yeah, just start to dry out. I think honestly, if you can store it inside, it's definitely better. Above all else, bike theft.
Yeah.
This time of year, heading into
shed's
Christmas,
getting
guys,
broken into.
This time of year is it's the heightened, right? This is when everyone's getting broken into. This is when things start going missing. If you can keep your bike inside, if you can keep it somewhere where you know where it is, that's definitely best for sure. I know there's some places. I know there's some even shops. If you're down south, a lot of the bigger shops will offer bike storage. I wish we could here.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
1,300 square feet, dude. I don't have any room.
No.
but
you got to get some sea cans.
But that being said, if there's no other option and you have a relatively secure outdoor location, it's better than nothing.
Yeah,
you got to store it where you can store it.
It is what it is, and I guess it depends. If you don't have a full suspension bike, the rubber on your tires might get a little bit chewed up or whatever. But I think overall, typically you're probably putting away a road bike or a gravel bike this time of year, or so if you had to choose, I would say put your mountain bike indoors and hang your up in your shed or whatever it is. Road bike and gravel bike can definitely stay outside, and get that mountain bike inside.
And just lubricate it before you put away. Make sure all the moving parts are nicely lubricated. And
I'd expect to do a brake bleed probably when you bring the bike back in the spring. You're probably getting a brake bleed. If you're leaving it outside with everything expanding and contracting, if you have a Shimano brake, mineral oil freezes at around minus 30. I know Shimano put some stuff in there to keep it from freezing, but you're kind of asking for it at that point. So I'd say you're probably in for a brake bleed in the spring, but make it work. That's a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. That's a super good
particularly for the time of year that we're at, early December, and things are getting cold.
Somebody's on the ball. Yeah. He deserves some sort of gift prize.
Gold star,
right?
Gold star.
Yeah. Question of the week goes to.
So last thing I want to hit up before we get started, guys, we want to do a little conversation here about the race series coming up.
Oh yeah!
Oh my God! So if you guys haven't heard yet, the circus is coming to town. It is happening. We're doing a virtual, indoor Zwift race series.
Pumped about this.
It's gonna
be awesome.
It's going to be the best.
It's super cool.
I think that I hope that everybody that's out there that is doing any Zwifting or is thinking about doing any Zwifting, get on board, man. This is going to be like, this is the time.
Yeah.
And this is not about coming in first place. It's about the community experience, the getting on the Zoom call and the trash talk and the chirping and
if you guys feel
just having a
comfortable,
great time.
We'll have a Zoom call going. For those of you guys that don't know, I mean, hit our podcast up that we did recently about trainers. You will need to start training for this.
Yeah.
You'll be able to go and basically race with everybody. We'll have a Zoom call so you'll be able to talk to people as you're riding. It'll be pretty interesting to say the least. The first one will be some kinks, so we're gonna try to put out a little video just tonight to show everyone how to sign up, how to get on. It's totally free. We're just running it. Like, we're just encouraging people to sign up. You have a Zwift account, but it'll be should be hopefully pain-free by the second one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But anybody that is just getting into it, like, please keep an eye out for the tutorial that John's going to release, because anybody that rides Zwift now is well aware that it is not the easiest thing at first to get to navigate.
It's
so
not quite as intuitive as you might think, right?
yeah, like you're like, I mean, just signing up is only half the battle, right? So take a little bit of time and watch the tutorial. It's like, I mean, it's not rocket science, but it's just like, it's a few steps.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And for the people that are getting into it, understand that indoor training riding and racing is not like racing outdoors, and there is a bit of a skill to learn. There's a bit of a skill set that goes
Big
with
fans,
it.
man.
Get a big fan. Get the biggest fan, Josh Reed, that you can absolutely get.
Wind tunnel style, and even then, if you could get a bigger one.
100%.
Yeah, it's going to save you, and it's just going to be a super fun time to get to know some riders in the area and build those connections, so that when good weather comes around and we can all ride again outside, you have a group to ride with and you can have fun.
Totally. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's something that's been in the works for a while, and we've just been kind of like waiting, and now it's
so
now's the
the
time.
perfect time for it, right? With every racing.
Oh, yeah.
So go to our Facebook page, guys. On our Facebook page, you'll see the dates. Everything's there. It's going to be at 7:30 in the evenings, every third Monday of the month. There's a sign-up sheet on there. Is the way I've done it. I found this website that's going to collect all the info. From there, I'm going to reach out to people and add them on Zwift. If you don't reach out, if you don't get an invite from me, or at least some kind of connection from me in the first week, in the first little bit, feel free to hit me up. Like, message us on Facebook, message us on Instagram, and let us know if you feel like you haven't connected with me.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that we get you connected.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, that's it for that. Let's get into today's topic, guys. We're going to talk about Christmas presents.
It is that time of year.
It's
just
like, anytime you get to walk around the store and just like go on a mini shopping spree before you do the podcast, it's a good day. It's a good day.
For you, right?
Just grab some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically what we did, guys, is we all walked around and we picked our top items in a certain price range. If you're shopping for a little somebody, or if you're looking for an idea to kind of put the hint in there. Now, before we get into this, we got one overarching good Christmas gift that there might be a few left of, and that's the
nice.
Crosscut.
It's the Crosscut Distillery collaboration.
No one grabbed that
100%.
one, and I'm kind of ashamed of you both.
Shameful.
Hang our heads.
If anybody hasn't tried it, it's delicious. Like, it is like, if there was ever a beverage that was designed to be in a flask that was meant to be taken fat biking or ice fishing or cross country skiing or whatever your outdoor activity is in the winter, this is it. Like, this is the one. Like, you will not find a better one. It is perfect.
So for those who don't know, it's the Crosscut Distillery collaboration. It's a cinnamon moonshine. Comes with a 50% discount on a service at Sessions here. It comes with a $25 gift card and a flask with the Crosscut and Sessions logo on it.
Rehearsed?
I know. I've been practicing all week, John. Practicing all week.
In front of the mirror. And the next item up for bid.
All week. Been trying.
I was smooth.
So yeah, guys. Well, we do. I think they do have a few left. There's not many. It's just a handful. I know. Last I talked to them, it was. So today is Tuesday, or sorry, today's Thursday. It was last Friday. I talked to them, and they had, I think, 25 left. So if you guys are hoping to get in on it, you're gonna have to get it soon.
Get in, yeah.
There's not much left. We're talking today about our small gifts. We're going to start with those guys, if you guys got small ones. So these are gifts that we're thinking under your like $35 price point, keeping it nice and inexpensive if you can. These are your stocking stuffers. These are your quick and easy kind of gifts for someone special. Let's start with you, Logan. You seem
Right
very
on.
excited, eh? You seem a little
I am excited about it because I'm a roadie that's becoming a mountain biker and a fat biker slowly. You know, you run a carbon bike and everything's trying to be lightweight and carbon, and you need a torque wrench in your life. You need to have something that properly measures torque while you're setting it down. Those ratings aren't on the bike just for decoration. They're not there to make it look flash. They're there for a reason.
Suggestive ratings.
You can get adjustable ones. There are also set ones like this is a BBB 6 Newton meter. They come in 5 and 4 as well. Got a couple of bits for the end of it, and just an incredibly handy tool to have. You know, a good backup gift for any cyclist, no matter what they do, is just a good tool, no matter what it is. A chain removal tool, a master link tool, you know, a chain whip, a good set of wrenches, torque wrench. They're all fantastic gifts for this time of year.
Absolutely. And an important thing with the torque wrench specifically is you don't need to get you can get a torque wrench at a bike shop, but you can get a torque wrench at a
Canadian Tire, at Home Hardware, anywhere.
Just fine. You just that's a super key one that honestly a lot of people don't have, and they probably should.
They should, absolutely. Yeah, it really changes the way you do. I like doing a lot of tinkering with my bike at home, and you know, I've learned a lot about bike mechanics on my own at home, but you can't do it without a torque wrench. You're just constantly setting things wrong and risking damage to your equipment that you like.
Yeah, the creak and turn back a quarter turn.
No, that doesn't work anymore. No, it's not the it's
your
not the way
daddy
you
thinks
roll.
he knows exactly what 2 Newton meters feels like.
Feel-
Have a clue.
That's 6 right there. I feel it. Oh, yeah. Got it.
Bonetti, what you got for me?
Okay, so I grabbed a skull cap, which for anybody that is just getting into fat biking, is essentially just like a very thin hat, like liner that goes underneath your helmet. I think that pretty much everybody that I know rides with some type of skull cap. There's a bunch of different styles. Some of them have a brim, some of them have like longer lower ear parts. But in general,
making sure you have ones that go over the ears is pretty
absolutely, yeah, for sure. But some of them will actually just kind of fold down and fold up, which is also kind of nice. Because I find, you know, obviously as you get really warm and sweaty, sometimes it is nice to be able to lift it a little bit. But for anybody that is just getting into fat biking, this is an absolute like a necessary piece of kit. Like you need to, it just lives in your bag.
One too. So Blivet makes a women's one. And
nice.
How could you have a women's specific cycling cap? What they do is they cut a little slot in the back of it for your ponytail.
Oh, that makes sense.
It would also work for Matt.
Yeah. Or for Matt. But yeah, like I said, can't recommend it enough. It's just enough. You need something that cuts the wind that's under your helmet, but you don't want to wear like a toque. Like it's too heavy, right? So,
well, it just comes back down to layering, right? We're all about layering for every part of your being while you're out there, and this is just layering for your head.
Yeah, and you know what? And I use mine actually on my road bike and my gravel bike all year. Like if you're riding early in the morning, and it's just something that, I mean, you just shed it when you don't need it anymore. But I have one that I use all year long. So this is what I would recommend if you're looking for a cool little inexpensive gift for somebody, maybe a nice stocking stuffer.
So I've got, guys, and everyone who knows me knows this very well. I've got the Nog Bell. Now this bell, it's super stealth, super small.
Yeah.
It just kind of fits just around the side of the handlebar. They make a couple different styles of them. They make them for road bikes. They make them for mountain bikes. Yeah. They make them for they make them in a higher end and a lower end. But I run the lower end on all my bikes. Honestly, you know, I don't find you need the super crazy one.
It's just so nice because you don't even notice it's there. Even when you're riding the bike, you don't even notice.
Does it ever ding on its own?
Never.
That's key.
Ever.
That's key.
Now this bell, it's the nice thing is with it being so sleek. If you can see it, I'm gonna bang this in the freaking microphone.
Crisp and clear in the new microphones.
It is so perfectly loud that when you ding it, and it's like ergonomically correct. So when you're coming up on a rider, especially when you're friends and you really need them to know you're there, Mr. Beavers knows all about this. If you come up on him and we ding the bell 900,000 times, and he knows he's got to go faster. And every time I ding the bell at Beavers,
ding.
It's a slow bell. I love it.
It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
I love it.
I highly recommend them, guys. They're super cheap. Having a bell on your bike is super important. It's something that we don't talk about enough, honestly.
It's a legal requirement in many municipalities.
You're ripping down the Rainbow Ridge trails. You're ripping around, like, especially on your gravel bikes. Like you have to have something there to tell people they're there. people don't gravitate towards those big clunky belts because it looks silly on the bikes. These things look awesome, but they still serve a purpose. They still work really well.
Well, and you have the public service message, right? Is we're trying to be responsible cyclists in our community and be ambassadors for what we do in our community, and having a bike bell that's proper and obeying what we're supposed to be doing in town is the right thing to do, and it's a good bell for doing that.
Absolutely. So that's what I got. These are our stocking stuffers, guys. Stocking stuffers we got.
Yep.
I mean, there's a
Excellent
lot of
bell.
options.
3 for 3. I would like one of each.
Yeah.
Around the horn. Let's go. Yeah. I'll take
So now we got to kind of like one notch up, guys. So we're talking stuff like under $75, under that kind of category here.
I know John's dying.
Your categories you guys are way more expensive than me.
Brunetti's dying to talk about his.
Let's get Logan went. Yeah, I know. Okay,
Brunetti's dying.
All right. Okay, I'm starting first. This is the infamous sham butter that we've spoken of many times on the podcast.
What's it called?
It is D's Nuts Pro.
One more time. What's it called?
D's Nuts Pro. Okay. High viscosity chamois cream. Okay, this one prevents chafing and also heals saddle sores, and I can tell you this works.
It does
work. If you are ever especially if you are getting into riding a trainer, you need to have this. I will say you need it.
It's not a want.
No. This is a need. This is not the I can probably ride and maybe I'll have sham butter, maybe I won't. No, like you need to have this. So as you are sitting, there's no stopping and pedaling. You're sitting for 99% of the ride. You are literally just So, anyways, quick and dirty, guys. Just get some sham butter. It's not like
the nice thing about that stuff though is it's so what's the saying? An ounce of
prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah, exactly. This is also your cure. This is also like something to give you just a little bit. Like if you do get saddle sore, if you do get any kind of problems, it will also help you with that. So it's a kind of a 2-in-1.
Well, I'm going to back up Brunetti on this one. Before I started riding with Brunetti this summer, I basically didn't use sham butter, and I started riding with the sham butter evangelist over on the other side of the table here.
100%.
And I'm a convert.
I will own that title. Yeah, I will own that title.
I am a convert into
everybody
the sham butter
Everybody
world.
that I introduce it to never turns back and they're like, why did I not just always what was I ever thinking? Like,
was it Coach Todd that was talking about like minty fresh? With like it's like eating spearmint gum and then taking a deep breath in.
That's what it feels like. There's nothing that is not great about it. It feels good and it works.
That's a gift for all year round, particularly on the trainer for this time of year. But back when we get back on the road, I remember the first time Brunetti recommended it to me. We rocked a couple of long rides on the island in a row, and the second day I was out there and he seemed comfy and I was not, and the difference was chamois butter. It really was.
Yeah, 100%. And this brand also makes a female specific, right?
Specific. Yeah. Absolutely, it's called Bliss. So they do like a women's specific and an men's, and that's important. And like even on any chamois butter. So like we're big advocates for these guys, but there's also like the traditional chamois butter brand. There's lots of different brands, and oftentimes it will be a women's specific because it's not the same, guys. It is not
built the same.
They're 100% with women's and men's specific products. They are available. Cool.
Okay,
Logan, what you got?
A good pair of gloves. These are the 100% Brisker gloves. John here at the shop is selling tons of these because of the quality of them. The guys in the circus are buying these like hotcakes because every time somebody puts on another person's gloves and goes, wow, these are really nice, wow. Mm-hmm. Just a solid glove that allows you to keep your dexterity while riding, waterproof, keeps your hands dry and warm, but not
cheap.
Not too heavy.
Yeah.
Not going to get what do the guys call it, swampy in their gloves while they're riding, and not as expensive as a lot of gloves that you would expect out there, and a solid brand too. That's the waterproof one.
That's like $66 the waterproof. Yeah. They have a regular, just like an insulated one that's even cheaper. You're talking like $60.
They're awesome gloves. So
nice
just like the best part about it. All seasons, I use those in the summertime on road bikes, gravel bikes,
nice
mountain
cool
bikes,
morning,
and even all the way through to fat bikes, right? You get those with a set of pogies. It has to be really cold. Like if, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, it's still like a bike glove. So very, very thin palms. So you're not like anybody that's ever ridden with like mitts on in the wintertime, it's not comfortable and you lose that dexterity, right? You have a set of gloves like that have a little bit of wind cut to them and they're thin. But the outside's got obviously some wind protection and they're waterproof, but inside.
Well,
of
we
a
have to be
pogie.
honest. We're cyclists, right? We're a little bit careful about our appearance and how things look. And nice thing about these come in a couple of colors and styles, and they're sharp-looking
they're
gloves
sweet.
too. They're nice-looking gloves.
They're the best gloves I've ever owned. I go through, typically with
those
mountain bike
extras are dope too,
gloves,
but
but lots of brands like
Right,
mountain
right.
bike gloves, road glove, like whatever. Like you just grab whatever one. But I always would just go back to that. Like that's the glove that I want.
Those guys? So that glove's known. I didn't realize this. My brother-in-law is into motocross, and he's like, we were just talking about brands and stuff, and he saw that we had some 100% products in the wall,
Yeah.
and it's just I think it was the pants, and he's like, oh, they have a really good glove. I want to get it for like winter time. It's like really good. Like it's I think it's called like it's a winter glove from them. I was like, is it the Brisker? And he's like, yeah, that's it. I was like, really? So it's like it's a known product in like a lot of different worlds. I think NSNBC or something like that. Like someone just did a recent article on them that I guess
sweet.
is being discovered. Oh yeah, like everyone's calling it the best glove. We went ham this year. The only thing that we'll say, guys, is you got to upsize. If you're
Yeah, they're
shopping for
tight.
somewhere,
Yeah, they're
you got to
tight.
go one size
Yeah,
up.
they're a tight glove.
We're at a 2XL, so like you got like if I wear small in every glove ever. I'm in a medium in that for sure.
Yeah, they're tight.
Yeah.
Sweet, good
Great,
call, man.
great set of gloves, though.
Good call,
Absolutely
Matt.
great set of gloves.
Okay, I got an interesting one here for you guys.
Well, I got to get the other
And
demo
this,
up here.
this little thing's not gonna do it justice. This is called the Tinder. This is from Blivit. So they released this last year. It is freaking crazy, guys.
That's sweet.
So it is effectively just a tire liner. So an outer tire liner. So it goes around the outside of the tire all the way around for your fat bike. So let's say you're out riding around winter, you get a lot of snow. A lot of people don't want to run their fat bikes on their whether it be on their tailgate pad. They don't want to run it on the rack. They don't want to run it anywhere because you get all sorts of salt and shit all over it. But if you put it inside your car, if you put it inside your van, you've got now all this snow and shit all inside your car.
Yep.
So you don't want any of that. This is a super easy to use Velcro tire cover.
Oh, listen to the sound.
Oh, that was
Oh
crisp.
yeah, you can hear that.
Wow.
Oh, that's in
Those
your
are some
mics.
sweet microphones.
Yeah. So the tire, it goes on super easy, guys. You can do it comes with two, front and back. You can throw them in your car easy. They're nice and cheap at like $60. So that'll get you two. Honestly,
For those not
an easy
watching
one.
on YouTube and listening to the podcast, first of all, shame on you. You should watch on YouTube. But second of all, it's like an F1 when they wrap the tires on the F1 car. It's just that nice wrap that goes around the outside, elasticized to keep them secure around the sidewalls.
And they'll be perfect for anybody that has to store their fat bike in their apartment or something like
Oh,
that,
yeah,
right?
apartment.
Where
These would be
you
awesome
get inside
for
the house
Absolutely.
and everything
Yeah.
starts
That'd be
dripping and
tight,
drying
right.
and there's big puddles. You slap those bad boys on and you're good to go.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that would be that's who I see. Yeah, people that have to keep their bikes indoors. Those are the
Yeah, that would be
That's
that
a
would be a
good one. That's a good
huge
one.
case for that.
Cool. Okay. Well, that's our like kind of like cheap mid range. Getting a present for like your dad's uncle's brother kind of thing.
I'll take again round two.
I would
I'll
take
take
it.
them all. There's not one that I'm not like.
Take 'em
Okay,
all.
I'll take all
take 'em
those. Yep.
Okay. Now we've got one chapter.
Oh, yeah,
there.
no, yeah, I
So
got
now
this
we got
one.
we got something.
Pump the brakes.
in
Though,
your
King.
Pump the brakes. I was
Calm down.
jumping. I was
Calm
jumping
down.
to the end.
You're so excited.
Jumping
I'm so
to the end.
excited.
I am
Okay.
excited about
So
it.
now we got like our like maybe $100 or so up to like maybe at the highest end 200. Like, these are like your bulk of gifts, right? These are good gifts that like you're getting someone like super.
And you're going to see in this price range, we all chose, a piece of clothing because this is where you really hit the mark with
This is where you
high quality
hit the clothing.
clothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
I'm gonna go first here, guys, because we chatted about this last week. Last week we were talking about sets of base layers. So Kraft makes
Great
a
brand.
merino wool set, comes top and bottom. Right, merino wool. It's a 1080 grams, so it's not a super heavy set of merino, but it is still merino wool, right? For 140 freaking bucks.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's for a full set.
for top and bottom, dude.
Wow, that's really
I
good,
know,
man.
I know, and like
I would have thought 300 plus.
I know. I was gonna grab the ninja suit.
Honestly,
because
like,
everyone
Merinos are
knows how
done,
much
like-
we love ninja suits. Everyone knows. Like it's no surprise we love ninja suits. I was gonna grab ninja suit, but I'm like, you know what?
No,
For
the thing
140
with the
freaking
Kraft
bucks,
though is that's a cross country ski brand, right? Like Kraft started out their gig
They're
in
a fat
cross
bike brand now too.
Yeah, and so that is going to serve you well through the whole winter. If you're out on the trails of Walden or out in Capriol or
Everything.
wherever you're going to do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's going to be a solid set of base layer
It's
for
just
you.
a good, and I mean, if you're looking for a gift for somebody who maybe not a cyclist, maybe a cyclist listening to this podcast, like buying for someone else, that's just a good one. They come in men's, they come in women's, we got every size. Like having like versatile too, because you can use just the bottoms, just the top if you need to.
Sweet.
But as a set for 140, I didn't believe it when I ordered it. If I'm being honest with you, I thought it was just tops. When it came in as a set, I was incredibly surprised.
That's solid for.
If it was $140 for just the top, I would have been like, that makes sense.
I have a bunch.
For both?
I have a bunch of craft cross country gear like pants and base layers and stuff. Everything's lasted years. Like I think I'm on my 5th year with one of the base layers, and I use it regularly. Yeah. You're not going to get 1 season or 2 seasons out of that.
That's a
It's
keeper.
a quality piece of base layer.
That's good stuff.
Sweet.
So,
Wow,
that's
a good deal. Nice work.
Yeah, try to compete. Let's see what you got.
Well,
Ooh, throwing down the
I will
gauntlet.
come at you with
just
a
the
lovely,
right
lovely
Gator.
set of Gore-Tex Gators.
Oh my god, that's pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Just the right one.
So
Not a
these,
set.
I would say that these are Session Circus approved. This is what the bulk of everybody is using. This specific Black Diamond Gator, and they are amazing. Pretty standard, pretty standard Gator has your hook for the base of your boot or shoe.
I will note that most fat bike boots actually do have a hook for a Gator, whether you've looked at it or not.
Yeah.
They do. Run a Gator, but then none of them sell Gators.
That's so crazy. Yeah.
weird.
So Velcro closure at the front, has a clip at the top to hold things together. I really like how on the inside there's
Scuff resistant.
they're scuff resistant, because especially for fat biking, you're close to a chain, you're close to lots of
cranks,
actions, things that are going on in
makes
there. It
sense.
gets dirty. So these are. I mean, and again, if
But
anybody
just for somebody who doesn't understand what a gator is, like in all purpose,
that sound.
I have no idea.
It's okay, you're good.
This shit, John, can you explain fundamentally what is a gator to somebody who doesn't know what that term is?
Sure. So, why don't you use your silky smooth voice while I just start to disassemble this,
Sure.
and we'll kind of explain what's going on here.
So a gator is like it goes halfway, kind of up your calf. It fits tight to your pant or to your leg, and it's basically a waterproof half pant, for lack of a better term, just to keep your lower leg completely dry, and in the winter incredibly useful for keeping snow out of your boots.
Yeah. So this strap is essentially going underneath your boot, and you're hooking this into the bottom. You'll see probably on most of your hiking boots or fat bike boots or snowshoeing, really cross country ski, everything has a little loop at the base of the tongue. You're bringing this in, strapping it around, and that's kind of it. So for anybody that's fat biking, really anywhere with groomed trails, the groomed trails are not very wide. So if you go off the trail, typically the second you step off that trail, like the majority of the time, you're going in snow at least up to your knee. Like you're just sinking all the way down.
The trail is packed up like 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah.
So when it's packed up, when you fall off the side, you're going pretty deep.
You're going really deep. And even if you're wearing, like whatever boots you're wearing, you're typically not like, you're going to get snow into your boot. Like it's inevitable.
I can tell you the first time I tried fat biking, my kids got me a gift certificate to go to Walden and get one of the rentals. And I went on my own, and I got some very cold, wet feet that day because I didn't understand that. And the use case for a gator, again, this is a useful tool beyond just fat biking. The guys I hunt with, I hunt down in the Ottawa Valley where I'm from originally. Gators all the time. Keep the ticks off of you, keep your feet dry. They're just useful things for hiking, for hunting, for fat biking, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing. They're just a useful piece of equipment to have.
Are those Gore-Tex?
These are Gore-Tex. These ones are these ones are the bee's knees,
the
man.
one.
I'm
So
telling you, these are the
How
bees.
awesome! How awesome do you feel when you put them on, though?
You feel like you feel like you sort of turn into a bit of a superhero,
Like a fucking superhero,
like a
That's
little
what I'm saying,
bit. Like
man.
it's like
Something about it.
like
I
if
don't
I
know
was
what
at
it's
if I was at a 4, I'm instantly at a 6. Like
it's like pretty late into the spring, and I'm getting out riding, and I'm putting on my Gators. People are like, "There's no snow out there,"
pumped.
and I'm like, "Just leave me alone, man."
Oh yeah.
Put on my Gators.
It makes me feel good.
If I wear my fat bike boots, I wear my Gators. Why? Because they make me feel awesome. Right? Like,
Yes. No. 100%. These are the ones though. So if you're looking for Gators, come in and get the Black Diamond. They're the ones I run, and
one.
I would like.
Oh, great set of.
There's nothing that I would like to change about them. They're perfect.
they're perfect.
And there are other brands out there. If you can't find a Black Diamond, excellent brand. Outdoor Research
It's
makes
hard
it really
to
good.
find them though.
Yeah.
Outdoor Research, Black Diamond. That was the problem we were having. That's why we picked up Black Diamond. It's because there wasn't enough options. Like I would have figured like you'd see more companies. Like I would just figured 45 North, Blivet.
Yeah.
Those guys come over
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Gator.
yeah. That's true.
Not enough Gators, man. What are all these guys doing?
Mountain Equipment Co-op used to make really good Gators,
Exactly
but
right.
in the last couple of years, their business has really changed, and they don't make the equipment
Oh,
that they
no.
used to. And yeah, a lot of guys used to pick up those ones.
So if you can find one, get them. Black Diamond ones are good.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, what do you got, Logan?
We are back into base layering. A nice Fox Ranger mid layer with hood on the back. Just really well constructed mid layer. Right? We're in the time of year where it's not just about your base layer. It's about how you layer on top of your base layer, keeping the layers nice and thin but high quality, multiple, so that when you're out there, you take off one of your thin layers, you shove it into your frame bag or your backpack, and you move on. You keep dry. You don't end up bogging down in sweat and getting cold. And this is one's nice hood on it. Again, just another option in case you don't want to run a beanie cap underneath. You can just run that.
So your fleece line. and
Micro
that guy,
fleece line,
yeah,
just
it's
super nice pocket for your phone. Nothing fancy about it. Just a well constructed mid layer. And you know what? A lot of these mid layers, they look sharp just as casual wear too, right? Like it's something that you just wear around the house.
Yeah.
Working from home like I do, this is home office attire right here. This is where
Home
it's
office
at.
chic.
Absolutely, Rocking
Honey, I got my mid layer on today.
Exactly.
It is like literally what I wear to work on a daily basis.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
It's and you'll
just a
see
good-looking
oftentimes
base
like,
layer.
there's a lot of different kinds of mid layers, and I mean it doesn't matter what kind you get someone, but they need them, right? Like you need a base layer, you need a mid layer, and you need a shell.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, you're gonna need all three at some point throughout the winter. If you
Well,
plan
and when
on
we get
riding.
colder, you're probably going to want maybe 2 mid layers and
That's where
just
it gets
keep
a little
layering,
bit-
keep layering, right?
I had someone in here today who was shopping for maybe a member of the circus, and they were
Nice.
they were looking for some kind of option, and I was like, hey, listen,
Was
honestly,
it you, Carrie?
You need to come back after
you
this
can't go
special.
wrong with just another mid layer piece, because at the end of the day, what they don't have is that mid layer piece. They might have a mid layer piece,
Yep.
but one more mid layer piece, whether it be lighter or heavier, doesn't matter. Like we always say on the Saturdays when we come in and ride, we show up with these big duffel bags and it's like 900 pieces of clothing. And I mean, what are you wearing?
Yeah.
What
Well,
are
you just got
wearing?
to choose that
And
right combination.
just at
Every
some point,
time you got to nail that
you gotta have enough
combination.
pieces.
Yeah,
Well, and the big thing is like, listen, I love a bargain. I love a bargain like crazy. But you learn over buying those bargain pieces of equipment that spending a little bit more, getting into this kind of price range. Yeah, sometimes it can seem like a lot of money at the time, but you're buying something that lasts 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
I have some mid layers that I've been using for like 10 years. I used to work at a store as a teenager in Ottawa, and for those who don't know, that was quite a long time ago. And I still have Patagonia base layers that I bought back then when I was 18 years old, working at a camping store in Ottawa. And you buy the
That's like 4 years ago, wasn't it?
not quite. But you invest in something like this. Fox, reputable brand, well made gear. It's at a decent price point for what it is, really, and it lasts you 5, 6, 7 years, and you get good use out of it.
For sure.
Cool. Okay, so that's our you're getting a
Mid-range.
present for someone important. You're kind of getting up there, but now we're going for the big ones, guys.
Now we're going
This
for
is
the
like
big ones.
you're getting a present for your significant other. You want to blow it out of the park.
Yeah.
We just want it. You want to kill it. Spare no expense.
Yeah.
I think I'm starting
last.
this
You're
time.
going absolute
Am I
last.
going last?
You're going absolute last. 'cause
Well, you
just 'cause
stole
you're so
mine, so you're
excited.
going last.
Okay.
Brunetti,
What you
you're
got?
up.
All right. Well, I am going to show you guys the ultimate fat bike boot, and that is
It's a sharp looking boot. It's the first time I've seen a sharp looking boot.
Yeah, this is this the second evolution of this boot or the
Dude,
third?
that boot's been almost the exact same since it came out.
But
the problem
the-
was the Wolfhammer. The problem was Wolfhammer.
No. This had the. But remember, it
Oh,
used
it
to
was
have that.
shiny.
It was
It was like Michael
shiny.
Jackson
Yeah, that's what I
looking.
mean. So this is the second. This is the second version
it's
of
the
it.
newer
Right?
color of it. Yeah.
So
Give me
it's
the color.
it's the Blivet. What model is it?
I don't know. The
Dude,
Blivet.
if you can pronounce
It's
that
the
name,
Blivet.
The-
That's
so,
it.
Blivet.
to the guys at
Quillo.
Blivet, we would like a name that we
Quillo.
can pronounce.
Yeah.
Quillo.
It's
Quillo.
the Blivet boot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Blivet boot.
Quillo. Yeah.
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 Anyways, so this boot is a fat bike specific boot. It has the ability to be ran on flats or also on SPD clips, or really, I guess, any type of clip.
It's like a Crank Brothers if you want to run something
Yeah.
like that.
So you can see it basically just 2 screws, but it's nice. I actually really like that feature that you can run flats on it. that's a really great idea, because a lot of guys want fat bike specific boots, but they don't want to run clips, and they're having a hard time figuring out what it's going to look like.
Impossible to find.
So this, like, they've really thought this out. It's got a nice Vibram sole, solid quality, nice and stiff. That's just the way you want it. I really like that the toe is textured and has some ability, because it gets, like, stuff gets scuffed and chewed when biking. This has got, like, all the sides are all really nice, good articulation on it. I like the closure at the top. It looks like it's got a double. I have these on Solomon's. I don't know what this closure is called, but
It's like a cinch system.
it's like a cinch system, but looks like it's got a double on it.
Place or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, they work, like, they hold. It's gonna hold. It's a solid boot all around. Like, if I didn't have wolf hammers, this is what I would buy.
But I'm gonna say this, because we're gonna do a whole podcast on boots, guys. So I'm not gonna spoil too much for you.
Yeah.
But the first generation wolf hammer was
Yeah.
the best wolf hammer ever.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
reason for this is because it has articulation in the upper cuff.
Yeah.
The upper cuff can kind of move, and you still feel like you're in a. You
Yep.
almost feel like you're in a shoe with a little bit of extra
Okay.
on top.
Right on.
But what's happened with the newer wolf hammers is they've gone to effectively a fucking snowboard boot.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a full-on
No,
downhill
oh
boot.
my
Yeah.
God.
No, if I was buying boots today,
You
I would
buy that
not.
one.
I would not be
You
buying.
would
This
not be buying
is
wolf hammer.
100% what I would buy.
That's a better boot than the old Wolfhammer. And
Yeah.
Wolfhammers moved
Yeah.
away from Vibram soles. This one,
Yeah.
this is still Vibram sole.
Okay,
Like,
so,
this thing is-
so I'm the newbie to fat biking, just getting into it this winter, because I truly am. So what's the difference between that and like a mid-high, just really good, nice lightweight winter boot? Like, I have a nice keen winter boot.
so
Why would I go something
on
like
flats,
that?
You don't have
on
any
flats.
stiffness. It's the problem. You don't have any stiffness.
See, there's
so
what
you
you
don't
need
have,
to say,
you,
right?
you
Yeah.
have no, like, number one, you're gonna ruin your shoes on your pedals, because the pedals are gonna rip.
It's
the
gonna
hell out of
chew
it.
it. It's gonna chew it
Right?
up.
But Todd's hilarious for this, because she's been trying to find the perfect winter fat bike boot, because none of the companies that make boots make a boot for flats pedals. So this is with the clip kind of closure on the bottom. Also, because it's kind of curved too, you can kind of walk on it if you need to. But like because it's still a functional cycling piece of equipment. It's a stiffer. It has a shank through the middle of it, so it'll be stiffer through the midsole. You can still ride in it. You can put power down. You can ride, but you're probably gonna ride clips, man. So you can just ride clips.
So, I guess the biggest difference is think about if you were. I mean, you could ride. It's the same as like riding a good running shoe versus riding in a cycling shoe, right? Like, it's the same
I don't
concept.
run, John. I don't run.
All right. Well, whatever you do, that requires tennis shoes. You're not gonna wear. So. That is the boot, and that's what I'm going with.
That's excellent.
I would,
That's
like
a
I
good
said,
one. That's
if
a
I
good one. That's
if
a
I was
10
getting
out
into
of
it,
10.
I guess I could have showed you the closure with the. Seems
Yeah,
like I'm
it's
in
got
it.
the Gator cover.
It's got the
too.
little
Yeah,
gator
yeah.
clip
Gator
on the
little
front
Gator
for those
clip.
who can see on YouTube. There you go.
Yeah, little clip on the end.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
excellent.
I got one. I couldn't show it because it is actually what our cameras are on right now.
big stack of it.
Is up.
A big stack of
It's
it.
a trainer, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend a trainer.
Trainer.
You can get a trainer. I
Life-changing.
recommend a smart trainer. You can guys should go back and listen to our trainer podcast if you need to. But if you're looking for the perfect gift for your cyclist, who's, this time of year, maybe even if they're doing fat biking, but they want to get that little extra something. A trainer, guys. You can get now, especially with our race series, you can enjoy it in a race series. You can still take part in a lot of fun things. It used to be you got a trainer, you sat down, you tried to figure it out, like you tried to commit yourself to it.
I've
You
done
tried
the
to
old
get
mag bike trainer with
Oh,
a YouTube video in the garage making a ton of
It's
noise.
like a Bowflex, man.
And it's
You just
awful.
hang your
It's
laundry off
just
it
it's
and, like-
brutal. It was suffering. I switched over to a trainer a bunch of years ago, and it is you train in the winter to enjoy it in the summer. You suffer through the winter, but it's so interactive. It's fun. You get in with a group.
Still enjoy
We're
it.
doing 3 times a week with our group. It's fun. You chirp at each other. You have you motivate each other. And you really do work. It's the best training tool you could ever ask for.
Absolutely.
Sensationally
We're fine. We're
good.
using it. What I've been explaining to people more recently is we started last winter trying with this trainer. All summer we've been using the trainer as well. We were just thinking, we're doing all of our workouts. People say they ride bikes for the workout, and don't get me wrong, there is a workout to be had with biking, but I ride bikes for fun.
No,
I ride bikes
outside is for the
enjoyment.
love of it. Inside is for the
Exactly.
workout.
You do all your work inside, you get outside, and you find you're a better cyclist outside. You're having more fun outside. You're not
Actually, a
tired.
key point to that is the indoor training is not just about the suffering. The big thing with these indoor training programs and platforms is the recovery rides and the active recovery you can do. So even you're training through the winter. I love cross-country skiing. You go out, you hammer the trails. Listen, cross-country, there's no better cardio in the world than cross-country. And you come back the next day, you do a recovery ride on your trainer. Helps you out immensely.
Yeah,
For
so that's
sure.
my recommendation. I mean, they start anywhere, guys. You can get a trainer for $200. They go up to as much as you want to spend. But like I recommend, generally speaking, getting into something interactive trainers.
Smart trainer for sure, 100%.
$500 you can get a wheel-on
100%.
smart trainer, and that's my like a top gift. If someone doesn't have one of those, that's a super good one. You'll blow it away.
Yeah, and honestly, it's an investment in health. Like that's
is.
at the end of the day, like if you can't invest in your own health, like make it a priority. And this is a way to make it a priority, and to just change your overall life and enjoy things, right? Like I mean, riding and getting in good shape throughout the winter. It's a bit of a no-brainer, right?
Gets you through the winter blast.
Yeah, like what and you get in with a group of people that are riding, and you become accountable, right? Like it forces
absolutely.
you to, and you like, oh, we got to ride. Like I don't want to miss the ride. I want to be there, and it's fun when you're there. And all of a sudden, boom! Like an hour is gone. You're a sweaty mess, and you guys are just talking about the next one and how awesome it's going to be to do it again, right? So. Come and join us. It's just fun. Like I don't know. Like it's a great way.
Applications.
We are taking applications. No, I don't. But you know what I mean. Like there's not too many things you can do, like workout wise, that are just like fun, but at the same time just a super good workout.
100% agree. And any smart trainer will get you into the game. I started out with an Elite Cubo smart trainer. It was the cheapest smart trainer you could buy on the market, and it worked. It gets you into it, and you train with it, and you can have fun.
You just need to go.
Yeah, and I still run a wheel-on smart trainer. These guys are on direct drive. Again, listen to those podcasts if you want to catch up on what those differences are. And smart bike. Sorry, John's on the fancy smart bike. But these are a really good wheel-on trainer. It's a great experience. You get healthy. It is an investment in your health, 100%.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's 2 or 3. Logan, I know you're so excited.
Oh, everybody's excited.
You stole mine.
We're
just
becoming,
like to point that out.
If you listen to any previous episode, I believe all 26 other episodes of the podcast, you'll hear somebody at some point talking about the Garmin Varia taillight. I got one of these. You talk about a special gift. It is expensive. These are not cheap. This is about $300 for this taillight. And for those who haven't heard the speech before, you think $300 for a taillight? That's nuts. I got given one for my 40th birthday. This is a life-changing piece of equipment. I never go riding on a road without it, period.
It might be the best thing I own.
It is. It is the best piece of kit.
It is, 100%.
Like I would sacrifice many other things in order to spend the money to get that.
I'd take a downgrade on my bike.
Well, let's not get carried away.
But in the summer, most of my miles are on the island. John and I ride together tons. Brunetti and I ride together tons. But you ride alone sometimes. And listen, I have a family. I have a wife and kids at home. You're out on the highway. There's of course an element of safety involved. When I got this and showed my wife how this worked and what it does and the information it gives, she told me that she worried less about me being on the road, and that's not an understatement.
So Logan, what does it do?
It is a radar. It literally tracks the speed of the objects behind you. It rings when an object is approaching you above a certain speed. That's why it distinguishes between cyclists that are behind you not changing speed relative to you. So it won't ring for a cyclist behind you that's riding with you, but it'll ring for a car. It'll tell you if it's approaching slowly or like dangerously fast. It'll tell you when it's clear. It'll track, I believe, up to 8 vehicles behind you.
I've had it where it's just like full.
Understand that. I don't understand how it does
that. Is the wild part about it, is tracking that. If you're riding with other people, it'll dim the light automatically when they're behind you because it knows there's a cyclist behind you. It is just the best piece of equipment you could ever ask for.
They knocked it out. Like they it is like I remember the first time you had it on the island, and I was like, "What is that thing? And how soon can I get it on my bike?"
I'm yelling up at you every time. Like there's a car. And then, 3 seconds later, car goes by. Or there's another car, and then you can hear the beeps. You can hear the beeps, and you're like, "Oh, dude, I can hear your beeps off your thing."
We're riding on the island.
As a guy with the hearing
my
loss,
mind.
this is where it gets kind of funny. Like I can't hear cars, man.
Oh, so, this would be the best.
Oh my god! I didn't even realize until I bought it. I just bought it because it looked dope. And like
$300, sweet.
And I had no idea. I ordered it in. I put it on my bike. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
John's dabbing.
So what happens, guys, is on your Garmin. So if you've got, especially if you've got like a bigger Garmin, you get a lot more display going on. On this, both sides of the Garmin, it'll kind of light up red, and it'll show you kind of relative to you where the distance between you and the car is, and if it's approaching you. And if the car turns off, it'll go green. If the car stays behind you, it'll stay red until it passes you. If there's 2 cars, you'll see 2 dots, and they draw on both sides, and it moves up. So I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Right? I don't hear much when I'm riding, and I got wind in my ears and all sorts of other shit. But then I just see this. I'll look on my screen where I'm looking at my speed and my cadence and my power, and I can see these dots come up on me. It's amazing.
And so it also links with Garmin smartwatches. Like
Yeah,
I have a Garmin smartwatch, and
No
I run it
way.
on my watch and on your phone. So I actually don't run a Garmin computer because my watch tracks all my cycling metrics. I run my phone on my front with quad lock mount. Again, actually a great Christmas gift. You want to get quad lock
Quad lock
mount.
is amazing.
Quad locks are
That's
amazing.
what I run too.
So I run my phone out front, and the whole display is the display of traffic behind you. And when we did the circus ride, we did the Bay to Bay Century last year on the island. The circus came out, and you could tell the guys that were running the Varias versus the guys that weren't, because everybody was wondering what the beeps and the boops were, and we started having to scream out, "Yeah, there's a car coming." And meanwhile, when Brunetti and I are riding on the island every Saturday, you don't tell when a car's coming because we're both running the Varia. We both know when the cars are
Yeah,
coming.
you just know who's guy on the inside goes to the front.
Yeah, it's automatic.
Just the way it
It's just-
works. Yeah.
And I like to think, first of all, the roads on the island are relatively quiet compared to the roads around here. And I have pretty decent hearing. I think I counted 3 or 4 times the whole summer, and we racked up 3,000-4,000 kilometers in the summer where I heard the car before the Varia detected the car.
Yeah,
maybe the
it's
whole
wild, man.
summer, 4 cars.
Yeah, it's a good piece of equipment. Guys.
It's about like
It is significantly amazing.
It's one of those things you don't know how awesome it is
Until you
like
ride
until
with
you've had
it.
like I don't know. I don't know how comfortable I would feel going on a road ride
Very
without it now.
No, it's not
Very
Right? Like
Are you
I
kidding
would just
me?
forget.
No,
It's like
absolutely
oh
not. Going
man.
on mail the extension with the freaking
No way in- no way in hell.
It's like it's such a mean. Like it's like once you've had it, like how would I ride without
The other
it?
thing on top of it, which we haven't talked about, it's just a good taillight to begin with. Like
so
it is
you
a,
can-
it is
yeah,
an
it's
incredibly
bright.
bright
Yeah,
taillight
yeah.
with a really good battery. They do make a version. So this is the RTL 515. They do make the RTL 315, which is just the radar unit.
Just
It
the radar.
doesn't have the taillight.
Oh,
in it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
every
not-
time buy the one with the
Yeah,
taillight.
I don't know
in it,
why
every
you
time.
wouldn't get the
Why-
taillight.
but why even make
the
it?
taillight-
Because if
well,
somebody has a really good taillight, or if you have one of the ones, there's the I forget the brand, but it has the built-in camera in case
Okay.
you want to
Yeah.
videotape cars that are coming up to
I
you.
see. Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you have a really expensive taillight, you just want the
You just
radar, you
want
can
the
do
radar.
that. But from a taillight perspective, this is one of the brightest taillights on the market
Yeah.
and one of the biggest batteries on
and
a taillight.
It has a good so it pulses and flashes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
the
like,
Peloton
it's a big
mode, eh?
thing too.
Yeah.
Has great
we do
modes
find
on it.
that,
Yeah,
like,
great
if,
modes
if
on it.
something's just flashing, cars do look at you. If they look at you, they're probably gonna hit you. So like if the pulsing is a pretty good feature as well. Like
Yeah.
it's a amazing light, amazing radar.
yes.
It is just
10 out of
fantastic.
10, like best jam. We
for
just
sure.
got them in, guys. So just by the
yeah.
time this fucking podcast comes out, we might have them. But like that is, if you're looking for
Yeah.
something, like we've gotten requested
And
a bunch of times. I brought in a bunch.
There's
trying to get
no
for
there's
Christmas, but
anybody that this
it's
is good
impossible.
for. You know what I mean? Like your kids, like
We really can't
any-
stress
you know,
enough. Like
anybody.
it is an expensive gift. $300 for a Christmas gift. I don't
Yeah.
care how much money you make in the world. That's
Yeah,
an
it's a
expensive Christmas
high-end
gift.
gift, for sure.
And it is the single best piece of cycling equipment that I have ever
Yep,
bought.
That's great. I
I
full
think you won
agreement.
that one.
Yeah, you did.
Damn it.
You stole mine. That's why.
We're going to become
Coming for
we're
you.
renaming the podcast next week the Garmin Varia podcast. So
RTL 515.
the RTL 515 podcast.
So, any other last thoughts, guys? Christmas gifts? Anything you think we missed? Anything that
I just think you know,
you guys are hoping for? If you want to put a hit out to your wife?
if you're taking time to buy something for somebody's health and to get them more active, I think you're winning no matter what. I think it's just it's a great gift to buy if you're trying to make somebody more active.
Yeah. The only other one I would suggest maybe is a pass for Walden.
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
pass, right? If you guys are, I mean, it's one of those things where
Pass for any of the trail
yeah,
systems.
you're just like, or
Yeah.
like cross country, whatever it is, like, oh, that's a sweet thing
Yeah.
that just shows up in your stocking.
Well, and some people in our community still think that for some reason those trail systems are free, and they're not. They cost money to maintain and to
What?
run, and buy a pass for them. You know, support those trail systems that are doing the hard work to make those absolutely fantastic facilities.
Awesome. We're gonna end this with one more question here.
Oh, sweet.
question. Right
We
on.
got a pretty good one here. I got Buddy the Prophet. He's asking. The question was, we are doing a podcast tonight, and if anyone would like to throw out a question to us, he's asking if we are guesting on a podcast or if did Sessions jump back into doing podcasts again. The second one would be dope. We didn't stop, dude.
I believe it's
We
I was,
didn't
I was
stop.
lost there for a
Was
second.
it
I'm like,
dope?
yeah,
We didn't stop.
huh?
Bro, we're here, man.
Yeah, we're not going
We're on
anywhere
the
for you.
YouTube now.
We're not going
So
anywhere.
You're gonna have to catch us on the YouTube. So anyways, I think that's it from everyone out here, guys.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that was a
Absolutely.
good episode. Make sure, you get to say this now. You guys get to like and subscribe
That's
to
great.
our YouTube channel.
What do they say?
Oh my God.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, smash it. Hit it, guys. Hit it. Hit the subscribes.
My kids are
make
going to be
sure
so
you
proud of me for saying that.
If you guys are, you guys please leave a comment. Make sure you guys keep an eye on our Instagram. Whenever we're recording, we make a post so you can ask some questions. We encourage it. We love having some questions. Give us something to talk about on air. But otherwise, I mean, I guess that's it from everyone over here.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. And
right on.
thanks
Thanks
for having
very
us,
much.
guys. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
And have fun with it.
Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.